I've been testing a little bit of new equipment. That's why the stream looks a little bit different. I just wanted to see what you guys thought, if it looked good. Trying to get used to his stuff. So that's kind of part of what the show is about. Quick show, and don't be afraid also to ask questions. Super chat's not necessary, but you guys are welcome to. You guys are welcome to ask questions and all that stuff. I'm still learning the software. I switched to OBS. And there's a reason I switched to OBS, but it not like I don't know if I'm gonna stay with this right now, but I kind of like the setup. It's pretty cool. It seems like I have more control over everything, which is awesome. I'm able to add a chat box, an alert box, so you guys will get a silly alert every time someone donates money and all that stuff. So or super chats me something or subscribes or becomes a member. So that's also testing. If you guys would like to super chat test it, that'd be great. But for right now, you guys don't have to. But please ask your questions. I'm still trying to figure out where the hell my chat is. I can't see my chat, so I'm gonna have to log into the actual um. Let me see chat box. Let me see if this is just. It's kind of confusing, right? But my chat. So I'm gonna have to log into the actual um it's kind of like a troubleshooting, but you guys are
Let me
free to ask
see.
questions and stuff. I got salsa tonight later, so I can't be
Chat
here for too long.
box.
But
Let me see if this is
essentially,
just. It's
I
kind of
switched to
confusing, right?
OBS
But
because I
my
eventually
chat.
soon I want to do a
So I'm
subathon,
gonna have to log into.
um, and just do like a 12-hour subathon, and then from there go on and all that. But it should be
It's kind
fun.
of like
It's
a
not
troubleshooting, but you
something.
guys are free to ask
Hold
questions.
on,
So
I
I got
gotta
salsa
stop
night
the
later, so I
YouTube.
can't be here for too long. But
Uh, but is What's Your Plan gonna be a book? Yeah, it will, but I don't think I'm gonna call it that. I'm probably gonna call my first book something generic or something to catch people's eye, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, I mean, oh look, there the chat is there. It's just really small. Maybe if I blow up the chat a little bit, uh, it'll. Okay, cool. And then let me see if I can. Okay, it's just I guess it stays on the screen not too long. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, that's a little better. I don't know how long it stays on the screen like that. Hopefully it stays a little longer, but okay, it stays for a little bit. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, well, the book is not going to be called What's Your Plan? It's going to be called something pretty generic. Nothing too I don't want to get too creative. It's a very kind of like it's a handbook. It's not going to be too much about me. It's going to be more about like, what I've learned over the last couple years about dating and all that stuff. But uh yeah, I mean, if you guys want to give me suggestions for names, totally down. But no, it's not gonna be called "What's Your Plan?" Although maybe, nah, no, no way. So right now, some equipment updates. I am currently using a Sony ZV-E10 with OBS Studio. It looks good from my angle. I can only go up to 720 unless I get a HDMI capture card. So maybe if you guys are watching from a desktop, it's not gonna look good. However, if you guys are watching from uh your phone, it'll look good and all that stuff. So yeah, there's that. Uh in terms of other software, I'm using Streamlabs for all the little widgets and stuff. So if you guys super chat, it'll come up, or if someone subscribes or something like that, it'll come up and all that. But for the most part, yeah, that's basically new equipment changes. I don't plan to use the ZV-E10 too much. I like it because it captures my whole background and it has kind of like a wider lens and all that stuff. Um, and yeah, I'm telling you, man, from a branding perspective, you got to trademark that phrase too. I was taught business by small hats when I was younger. Yeah, I mean, it's just it gets to a point in your life where everyone's talking about what should be, and it doesn't help. Like it's sad that guys spend years like spinning their tires in the mud and they just don't get anywhere because they're so focused on what should be, what's right by their standards. And I've always said, your morality doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like your morality is for you. Like, hey, you don't want to kick puppies, then don't, right? But if some asshole does it somewhere, I know it sucks, right? You don't want things to get hurt, but you have no power over that. And that's the thing about humans, that I don't know where we came from, where if we just got together and um, shamed women, people, anything, governments, that it would work. What's your plan? Is such a good response question. Yeah, it's just it stops people in their tracks. Like there's people that talk about what should be and what could be, and there's people that talk about what do I do next or how do I win. And you guys don't have forever. You only got a limited, time on this earth. So yeah, um, you don't want to do that. Let me see if I could fix this chat box real quick because I want that stuff to stay on the page. See, this is why I kind of this is why I did this live Q&A too, not only for but also to check all these things. I want you guys' comments up there. But yeah, um, correct. All right, so okay, so we're gonna do platform icons, and then um, you guys want emotes? Um, let's see. Trying to find out how long. Okay, okay, hide messages after. Okay, so let's do since my chat isn't okay, always show messages. Okay, save settings. I wonder if I could update this while. Okay, so sorry guys, I'm just like troubleshooting. Keep talking, keep asking questions. I'm just troubleshooting here. Okay, paste. Okay. All right, now we got an error. What the heck? What I do wrong now? Okay. Um. Okay. Maybe you can't do it while live. I guess I can't change. I can't change the chat while live. Sorry guys. I thought I could. Oh, there it is. Maybe I fixed it. Try something now. Let me test, guys. Hold on. Hey Marty, what's up? What's going on? Nothing. Just happened. I just found out that I'm not gonna be um working for like a month. Oh, that's right. I have to give you guys life updates. Okay, first, let's talk about let's talk about uh more equipment updates. So yeah, the camera. That's why it's a little blurry, guys. Is because it's only up to 720. So Sony ZV-E10s, unless you have an HDMI capture card, which is like a hundred and what 140 bucks or something. I can't up the quality of video, which I don't think you guys care that much, but my MX Brio webcam can go up to 1080. The only thing, excuse me, here is that I think a higher, a better frame rate and also wider lens, so you guys can see my whole background, and also it'll focus on me and blur the background, which is pretty cool. Which I think is good. Like you don't want to you want the focus to be on you when you stream and not anything else. So yeah. And so those are basically the equipment updates. Nothing crazy. I don't know if I'm gonna stay on the Sony and all that. Maybe I will. If What do you guys think? Does it look good? I can even put a poll on Streamlabs and all that. Maybe I can. Let me see if I can. Let me see. Let me see if I can put a poll up here. Poll, event list, follower goal, viewer count, poll. Here we go. Settings. All right, let's see if I can. I don't know if I can. Maybe I can add a poll. Let me hold on. Boop 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 boop. Looks complicated. Yeah, this is a whole thing. Let's not do a poll. I don't want to crash the space or do something dumb, but yeah, let's. Okay. Uh, cool. Anyways, so yeah, guys, that's the equipment updates. I'm still figuring this out. I don't know if I'm gonna stay with OBS Studios, or sorry, OBS Studio or OBS. I mean OBS Studios, redundant. But for the most part, I think it looks good. It looks, as long as I can get an HD capture card, which maybe later, right now, I think this is good enough. But yeah, I think I like it. I got the right settings and all that. It's a little blurry if you watch it, on a very large screen. But for the most part, I think it's good and all that. So you guys let me know. I'll put a poll on the channel, and you guys tell me um what you guys tell me whether you want to going to keep this or go back to the old streaming. It's cool. I mean, obviously, I can't go for more than 5 hours because the camera overheat. So that brings me to my new announcement. I will soon be doing a what do you call it? I will soon be doing a subathon, a red pill subathon. And essentially a red pill subathon is, hey, I'm going to be streaming for a set amount of hours, and then every whether it be 50 or 100 subs, I will extend the subs, or I will reward you guys with something, right? Whether it be, I don't know what the rewards are. I'm thinking like, hey, at a certain reward or a certain threshold, I will read an article, one of my Substack articles for free and dive into it, or I will tell a personal story, right? Or I will bring someone on stage, or I will do something where you guys can, and that's just to build the following count and all that stuff. This channel, I want to use it more as a funnel to my other stuff. And guys, as much as I don't want to be everyone tells you, hey, you guys like me are grifters and all that stuff, but people are literally asking me for my email just so they can talk to me in private, right? And I, as much as I don't want to be that, I also want to help people make some money too. You know it just, why not make money doing what you like? So sure, we'll do that. um but yeah, I think with OBS, I can put like a live stream counter and all that stuff, or sorry, a sub counter and a goal, and then also I can extend it every time 1,000 people or 100 people, whatever number I set. So it could go from a 12-hour stream to a 24-hour stream as long as people keep subbing. So I'll cap it off because I can't do more than 24 hours and all that stuff. I'll probably die and all that. But I'm out of work. My employer said I can't work with this finger and all that. So for right now, I have to chill, and I have a whole month to work and chill and do all that stuff. So yeah, yeah. Um, let's see what we got here. Sorry, just bouncing around because I don't. I wish you success. As someone who's taken the Dominican pill, you're a woman, bro. Good luck, bro. Yeah, I mean, Dominican women are crazy, but I don't know. I have a lot of compassion and a lot of patience with Dominican women because of the generational trauma. I think out of all the women I've ever met, there's two women that have the most trauma, generational trauma, and race wise, and that's Dominican and Vietnamese, right? I don't know what it is. Like every Vietnamese woman I've ever met, has very bad family history or like a screwed up family situation or just something that's very unfair. So Vietnamese girl number one, she was great, but she was working three jobs and she was giving money to her mom, even though her mom was like, able bodied, be able to work. This poor girl, and she had no qualms, no complaints, just, yep. So she was working a social worker job, and then she was in the Navy Reserve, and then from time to time, she would work at a boba shop from time to time. And then she wanted to be a bottle service girl, right? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like like I get that you're trying to hustle, but you're giving your money to your mom. Your mom's okay. Your mom has a house. Like what? And the thing is, the mom and dad are divorced, and the dad didn't ask her for anything. Dad's living like in a just small little bummy neighborhood here in Arlington, and I don't know what. Yeah, I guess that's part of their culture, like Love Gun says. But I was like, what the heck? What's going on? Like this isn't right. Vietnamese girl number two, very talented girl, got a free ride to like SMU, which is like the most expensive university. It's like $60,000 a year to study here. She got a free ride for violin, so very talented, smart. Her older sister had mental issues and was like full of mental and medical issues and hated her, treated her like trash. And her younger sister was, a little younger than her, but like still trying to figure out life and all that. Um, and she was dealing with her mother who had like heart issues and all that, and really battling it out and doing the most for her mother and her surgeries, getting her to her surgeries she needed and all that stuff. So very impressed by that, the way she handled it, and she always made time for me, and I was like, wow, very impressed. Those are the things that, like I said, you don't really go back from a competent woman. Like you can date and screw around and all that stuff, but once you have a real competent woman, a woman that handles life well, it's really hard to go back as a guy, right? Like you are incredibly impressed, and it kind of knocks off the idea that being feminine is the same as being useless, right? Like that's ultimately the big confusion here, where girls are like, I'm just a girl, and if you just treat me like a child, I'll take care of you. I'm like, no, no. A competent person is a competent person, regardless of gender, regardless of race. A competent person gets stuff done. If that woman, yes, she had her complaints, yes, she got tired, right? But she was a competent person. She got things done. And really, like you don't realize like a lot of the drama in a relationship and in all relationships is because somebody is lazy. Somebody is it just too much for them to like they're unable to do the things they're supposed to, and they blame everyone, they get mad and all that stuff. So yeah. Private method, yeah. SMU is crazy expensive, and it has one of the programs that I wanted to go to because I have the GI Bill, which is music psychology. I really wanted to go into that program, but um uh like it was not cheap, and the Navy was not gonna pay all of it. So yeah. And then I'm thinking about Vietnamese girl number three. I forgot. But anyways, yeah. Generational trauma. Dominican women. Lots of generational trauma. You could see it in their eyes. It's just Dominican parents are not easy on their children, man. They're rough. Dominican parents are super rough on their children. That trauma, like they don't hold back. Like every generation should hold as much as they can the trauma from the poverty, war torn countries, famine, whatever they had to go through from their children, right? And that's not to say you should be absolutely uh, coddling your children or beating the crap out of them or something, but you should kind of set them up emotionally so they can be happy and not have to deal with your mistakes, right? Within reason. Um, so I think right now, Dominican women are great. It's just, like generational trauma is tough to deal with for them. So yeah. Can you speak Vietnamese? No, I can't. I didn't date them. Like I always said, I mean now I'm dating somebody, but I always said that whoever culture I marry, that's the language I'm gonna learn. So if I want to learn, if I ever marry like a Vietnamese woman or a Chinese woman or a Brazilian woman or any language like that, like I don't know French woman, I will spend, I will learn the language, right? And to the best of my ability, conversational and all that stuff. I'll someone to practice with and all that. So, yeah. But no, I can't speak Vietnamese. Do you think Tate getting 21 charges of grape is going to make red pill conversations more disingenuous? I mean, he's already, the damage is done. Like it doesn't matter about whether you get. I mean, he gets charged, right? If he gets convicted, doesn't matter if it's convicted, a charge, whatever. Once once you even these allegations are even floating around your name, it's already damage is done, right? So here we are. Uh, People have worn this the red pill as a skin suit, and now we have to talk about, hey, it's not actually this, it's actually this. And like they say, it's the amount of energy that you need to refute bullshit is an order of magnitude, several orders of magnitude higher than the amount to put it out in the first place. So I it takes 100 times the effort to educate the average person that the red pill is not about this. It's about rule zero, trying to find your way in the world as a man, giving your more sexual power and options, and you know, a positive male identity. So yeah. Heck meow. 100 1500 book is good for learning. My brother's friend lives out in Da Nang and tried getting us to learn it. Oh, you mean the book? Okay, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm in a relationship now, but I'm just impressed. I'm just impressed by the women. I don't know if it's an Asian thing or something, but there's something. It speaks to me the way that on the surface, all women that come to this country, and this is something I notice on the surface, all foreign women that come to this country, even first gen, for let's say first gen women, they all wear the branding and the skin suit of a spoiled white girl. The local fry, the clothing, the consumerism. But what I've noticed with brown women, right, whether it be Latina, whatever flavor Latina you like, Mexican, Colombian, whatever, and then whatever flavor of Asian, Taiwanese, Vietnamese, Thai, Cambodian, whatever, right? You meet these women and beyond that thin veneer, that fake kind of branding of like spoiled girl, spoiled American girl that they want to adopt, is this power, this just sacrificial nature, this like I don't care about myself, I have to give. With Latina less so, because Latinos are kind of like, they're already like Latinas are starting to become more feminist in the last 20 years. But uh for at least Southeast Asian women, definitely there's this veneer, this feeling like, hey, I want to be this, but deep down, this is my programming. And there have been times where I told Vietnamese girl on one, hey, I don't want this, I don't need this. She's just like, I want to though. I want to give you a massage. I want to make you tea. I want to rub, your muscles. Like, let me do something for you. And like that's the way their women are programmed, and I understand why men flock there, because it's just like this feminine giving energy. I like, hey, I'm no hate against the passport bros, right? I get it. Me personally, I don't want to go across the country to do that. I think guys, if they're smart, they can make it out here and all that stuff. But for the most part, yeah, it's pretty cool to to see that, right, where women pretend to be like all these, like, yeah, I'm like a boss girl, babe, yes, queen. I don't do anything for men. But then you peel back the layers, you get to know them, and you see this girl that's submissive, and that's all they know. And as an American guy, right? I'm more American than I am Dominican. As an American guy, it's just I'm very hyper independent. Like I don't need women for anything. I do all my own chores. I don't even like when people do chores for me sometimes, unless, they do it behind my back and it's already too late. Then I'm like, oh, thank you, I appreciate it. But for the most part, I'll never be commanding a woman to do anything unless she asks or something. But for the most part, yeah, it just you can see the conflict between their inner programming, their culture, and American culture and all that stuff. So yeah, yeah, there's a reason Passport Bros went there. Yeah. Yes, Latinos are becoming more boss babes since they believe men of their country are Hispanic. Homer Simpson has seen this is a lot with Cubans. Yeah, I mean, women are waking up. They're like realizing, hey, I don't have to be with this goober, loser, dork guy. I can I can do better. And then, but I will say, in terms of Latinas, American first gen and on Latinas here, and native Latinas that stay in their country are fine. Both of them are fine, depending on your level of game attraction. Like me, I've dated first gen Latinas, and there, yes, there is a lot of trauma, especially there's poverty traumatizes people more than you think, especially women, right? Like I didn't realize this, but poverty trauma poor parents traumatize children. So that I didn't know. However, it doesn't mean the children are going to grow up damaged, right? As long as you don't stay poor, the children will not grow up damaged. But yes, there is a lot of like speaking to the women I dated, especially like Mexican women, right? Um, there seems to be a lot of like trauma, and I could see it in their eyes and the way they speak about their past. They aren't able to handle this as well as I thought. But they, they're normal women. They have jobs, they have fun, they laugh, they have boyfriends. Like like I think it's okay. It's just life. Life isn't meant to be um perfect. There's gonna be ups and downs. There's gonna be shitty times, and all that. But one thing I noticed is that the sad thing to me is that women more than ever they want to serve men. Like it's like hard for them to admit this because of the feminism and the programming, but women want to help us and coordinate and cooperate. Y- on the outside, right? Because the internet and all that stuff, women are now like, they're stomping, they're like putting their foot or stamping their foot in the ground, drawing a line in the sand, saying, "Hey, I don't," men are the ones that do stuff for me and all that. But behind the curtains, behind when there's no social media, her friends aren't around, and she's with the guy she likes, right? Men and women were biologically designed to cooperate, right? Like women were not designed to sit on a couch and just watch you do everything and fix everything. They were designed to hand you the tools and hand you nails and hand you a lemonade while you work. That's what is normal. And it's always been that way. You mean to tell me in the last 30, 40, 60 years that that was just oppression? No. There is no oppression with that. Like women want to help. Women don't feel good when men do a lot of things for them and they feel like indebted. They want to help. They want to feel like they're part of the process, right? I know you guys have had girlfriends. Um, I know you guys have had girlfriends, right? And you hand them the aux cable. On a road trip, you assign them a duty, right? Like, hey, you're in charge of snacks, you're in charge of music, you're in charge of keeping me awake, you're in charge of like finding our next stop, you're in charge of finding the next stop place to eat. Like, you give them responsibilities, and they're happy as can be. They don't just want to sit there for 4, 5, 6 hours and do nothing. You got to give them responsibilities, and that's just the way it is. Like, it's sad that like women are convinced of this, and then they have this inner battle, and then they finally find a guy they like, and they just dump this femininity. I call it like a femininity dump. Like they've been holding it back because either they haven't found the right guy, or they feel they just feel like if anyone found out they actually liked helping and serving men, then their friends would look down on them, society would look down on them. But there have been times where I met women, and it was like I know everyone's starving for femininity, but I would date women casually, and it would just be a dumping of femininity of just what can I do for you? Let me cook for you. Let me do this. Let me rub your back. Like, and then the tears, crying, and it's just like it's sad because women want to do this. They want to be open and feminine and just let it go. Like just be with a guy they just let it go with. It doesn't say be at home and do nothing, right? I'm just saying like, hey, they want they want you to bring you food and they want to do things for you. They like it, they enjoy it, right? And they can't say it because their friends look down on them in society and all that stuff. So yeah, it's sad, but it is what it is, right? So yeah. Uh, Poverty is exhausting. Yes, it is. Chronic hobbies. Big shout out to Nuke. I got late copying what he did. Trophy, yellow smile. Oh, hold on. Mm. Oh, thanks, man. Well, I appreciate it, sir. Reality is oppressive for your will is always limited by it. Yep. Only minded right. Yeah, and when I say submit, people think submit as like a painful process where it's where like I'm like yelling at you, subjugating you, or like not letting you even like do anything. No, no, submission to me is being polite. Submission to me is worrying about me, you know. Submission to me is like if I say something rude that you come forward and say, "Hey, it bothered you." That's submission because now you are emotionally we're emotionally tied, right? Like what I do affects you. That's submission to me. Anything outside of that is like your choice. Like, hey, if you want to pick up my sock, cool. If you want to do my laundry, cool. And the same thing for me. I'm like, I'm I'm not above like if my girl's sick or just busy or just I see a pair of panties on the floor, I'm like, oh cool. Someone dropped panties. Let me just put them in the washer. Now if it becomes a problem, you have a talk about it, but it's not a big deal, guys. Relationships aren't as complicated as people make them. The problem is that people get burned once or twice and they're just like, never again. And I'm like, dude, like it's you know. Yeah, and that's what I was saying, Grimville. And like one of the things I learned is that I started to pity women not because they were dumber or like they're silly, but I started to pity them because I could see it in their eyes. I could see like, wow, like, I this is what I've always wanted, and I'm afraid that if I get with them, other opportunities with other men, they don't know. They don't know what they're doing. They're confused. So it's just like, yeah, I could see why women would feel or think that way. They're absolutely um they desire this, but also hypergamy, something better could be out there and yeah, they make their mistakes and all that stuff, but deep down that's who they are. So yeah, let's see the react to the word obey. Vincent from Miami, how are you? I want to let you know I'm a 22-year-old. I don't drive a car. Okay. Why don't you drive a car? We just want a guy who gets it correct. So correct. Anyways, guys, if you want to leave a super chat so we could test the widget feature, that would be great if you guys want. But yeah, any other questions you guys got? Sorry for the. Are you guys watching this on your phone or are you guys watching it on Hold on. How can I bring up my chat on OBS? I have to go. Hmm. Trying to see. I don't see anything. Oh. Flip phone. Flip phone. You're watching on a Nokia. What anime are currently watching? Currently watching. I am watching Attack on Titan season 3. It is getting good. Like I had to force myself to stop watching to work on this stuff, getting the settings right for this. But for the most part, it is getting good. Like I'm like, whoa, like this is good stuff. Other than that, I don't know. After Attack on Titan, I don't know what I'm gonna watch. I already watched Kaiju number 8, Solo Leveling, Jujutsu Kaisen. I finished earlier this year. Um, what else? Chainsaw Man. All those animes I finished. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm on season 3. I'm about halfway, like maybe 5 or 6 episodes done away from finishing season 3. And yeah, man, it's pretty cool. It's pretty the twists and turns and what I like is that the protagonist doesn't become better than his surroundings, right? That like he understands the chain of command. Like I like Aaron. He's just a frustrated, young, determined person that wants revenge. It's pretty much. But like um, Commander um, Irvin or something. Uh, forget the name sometimes. He's the commander, right? And then there's a chain of command, there's a king and all that stuff. Like he's not above the laws of male hierarchy. So that's cool. I like the relationship he has with Mikasa. I think that was very interesting. How protective she is. Maybe I'll put out some Attack on Titan on the things behind me. So hold on the what do you call it? My Pixel display back there. Oh, I got a 9.99. Oh, cool! Look, it worked. Donnie donated 9.99 through Super Chat. All right, cool. All right, thank you for donating 9.99. Let's get your question. How do I display this? Jesus, man. All right. Crap. Well, okay, so I'm just gonna read it from here, Donnie. I'm sorry. I don't have I don't have the same control or understanding of this as I do StreamYard and all that stuff, but I'll just read it from here. 9.99 from Donnie. How do you combat feelings of one-itis being post being red pill? I have feelings for this girl that I never pursued, but now a friend is pursuing her and I feel regret. Okay, so that's just your ego, right? Like realize that this isn't a like a love thing. This isn't like it's just you feel entitled. You didn't make a move, and you need to understand that if you don't make a move, you don't get to feel entitled to women. And that's number one, right? Like she can't read your mind, and women don't respect men that don't take action anyway. So you failed to take action. Um, so now you feel one-itis because it's done. Number two, you have to talk and keep it moving with other women in time. As you get more experience, right, you're going to realize that if a woman doesn't have sex with you, it does not matter what she says, feels, or what you feel or say. Sex is your foot in the is getting your foot in the door, right? Oh, cool. I think hold on. Maybe I can display it. Okay, I don't. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out. Cool, I'm still trying to figure this out. Sorry. So yeah, step one, you don't want to get this entitlement. Number two, you have to realize that you it's not real. Like even if she's the perfect girl, everything, right? Until you have sex with her and she there is nothing there. I don't care if she says she wants to, I don't care if you want to, nothing. I don't care if you're both writing love letters for months, right? Sex is step one for any relationship. Other than that, you have no relationship. Unless you have some kind of religion or a religious arrangement where you cannot. 99.9% of the time, there's no sex, there's no relationship at all, nothing. There's nothing. And then number three, you have to keep talking to women, right? You cannot just still stuck. The more you stay stuck on one girl, the more you start developing unreasonable feelings, things that don't matter, and all that stuff. And then eventually, you'll be like, I have feelings for this girl that I've never met, or sorry, that I never had sex with. So yeah, get over yourself. You're being entitled, and that's not fair to her. It's not fair to your friend. It's not fair to yourself. And that's it. Fight your feelings and just know that next time, right? Next time when you like a girl, you talk to her, you get her, you set up a date, you get her number, you do something, you move the ball forward. Because if not, if you take too long, or if you dilly dally and just someone other guy is going to do it, right? And that's just that's just Mother Nature. Women don't have the time to be like waiting around for you to figure it out. They have to. They have other things to do. So yeah, well, thank you for the super chat, um, and all that. So yeah, I appreciate it. But all right, cool. I like this camera. It's a little blurry on your guys' end, but I like it. It's pretty cool. Whatever must be done to achieve my vision, Phil. Wow, I can't wait. Yeah. Then make sure to talk to other girls is key. Becoming sexually is the path towards the dark side. Yeah, you're just gonna get bitter and angry, and you're gonna become black pill because one girl doesn't want to have sex with you. But the truth is, they don't owe you um they don't owe you anything, right? Like women, you gotta get out of the head this entitlement. Women don't owe you anything, and they will never owe you anything. Um, and that's just the way it is. There's nothing you can do about that. So Yeah, cool. Any other questions? Let me just put my Substack link in here, guys. If you guys want to follow my Substack, I didn't write anything today. I was just busy figuring out my camera settings and all that. But for the subathon, I don't know. I think I'm gonna do it Monday. So I can prepare, I can and all that. So it'll be 12 hours, and I'll figure out the goal, or sorry, the parameters, the goals, and all that stuff. I don't have a subscriber goal, right? But what I do have is kind of an idea of like every 50 followers or every 100 followers, something will happen, right? Excuse me. So I would say like every 50 followers, it'll get extended by like 30 minutes, or like every follower, it extends by 1 minute. So we'll do that, and we'll go from there. So anyways, guys, thank you. Oh, I forgot. So cast came off. You guys can see my cast came off. I am currently in this weird plastic thing, so I don't bump my finger. There's still a pin screw in here to keep my finger straight. I can't bend my finger because of it. Um, but this at least protects me from bumping my finger, and it's pretty cool. It feels good. Other than that, I'm out for another 4 weeks from work, so I'm gonna be getting a lot of time to streaming and growing my brand and all that stuff. And whatever happens, happens. I just want to write and all that. Like in terms of content, it will be there will be more, so I'm off work, so I have more time to do this. Other than that, yeah, I hope that I get better, and guys, I really appreciate you guys being concerned and asking me how things are going. um it means a lot to me, so I appreciate, yeah, my followers. You guys are some of the best, honestly, in the red pill. I see the other chats and what they have to deal with, the other content creators like Spurgs, angry people, people that come to bother them, people that just want to waste the content creators' time. But you guys always build on what I'm saying. You guys bring your own notes. You guys bring your own perspectives. You guys bring me money. It's crazy. Like your hard-earned money, you give it to me too sometimes, and I appreciate that. Um, so and yeah, it is what it is. So catch me next time. I don't know what the show is gonna be next time, but if you guys haven't seen, the last show was what was about Homath and how he's like going insane. He has Thanos syndrome. Right? He wants to Thanos snap all sluts out of existence and all that stuff. So funny stuff. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later, and I will try to stay sane while I'm